and I have a new tip for you. And the tip is, you guys have to be persistent. You might want something from a girl, for example, a phone number, and she will probably say no. She will say no because she's testing you. If you give up easily, then you're not attractive to her and she won't be interested. But it might be as well that maybe she feels like a slut if she would give it to you. And girls don't like feeling like that. A girl always has to be a bit resistant, because if she doesn't, she will feel like a slut. So you have to be more persistent to get through that resistance. I will take myself as an example. I think it's a good example. Okay, I will take myself as an example. You might ask me, for example, for my phone number, and I will say no. But that doesn't mean I'm not interested, you know? And you might play a bit with it. Like, you might say something like, well, why are you not giving me your phone number? I'm not going to chase you, or I'm not going to call you like 10 times a day and then making weird noises or something. So laugh a bit with it and don't forget to be confident. And it might work out well. This doesn't mean, of course, that you have to ignore all resistance, because it's not always a test, you know. And otherwise, you might find yourself charged with rape and spending some jail time with a big guy named Otis, who shows you what real persistence is during shower time. Shower time. Bye, guys!
So if you're trying to pick up a girl, don't use these. Hi, do you want to have my children? No? Well, can we just practice? I know a great way to burn off the calories in that pastry you just ate. Excuse me, do you give head to strangers? No? Well, then let me introduce myself. Forget playing doctor, that's for kids. Let's play gynecologist. Let's bypass all the bullshit and just get naked. And if you can think of any rude pickup lines, I'd love to hear them. Post a comment and let me know what you think the rudest pickup lines are.
In this clip, we're going to talk about the top reasons why women reject men. I talk to women all the time about why their relationships don't work out, and the same things sort of come up every time. Number one, he was over-attentive, so he called too often. And regularly, her complaint in this category is, I just needed a day away, or something to that effect. So don't call too often. Another reason I got was well, he made me feel like I wasn't important. So he talked about his ex-girlfriends too much, or he made it clear that he was seeing other people at the same time. It's really important to make a girl feel special, or she'll cut you off. And last but not least, he never had anything planned, or he never knew where to take me or what to do. That one is so easily fixable, just by making sure that when you ask her to go somewhere, you have something in mind. I hear women say all the time that he met me for a date and then said, I don't know, what do you want to do? You can keep yourself from being in those three categories very easily.
Hi, you're not late. It's my watch. It's always fast.
Ach, wie nett, du hast meinen Busen bemerkt.
Nach dem Sex läuft bei mir gar nichts mehr.
¿Y ella no significó nada para ti?
Si es así, te perdono.
Of course you can have some money for a lap dance.
That is so funny. I collect comic books too.
Prego, parlami di calcio.
Can I ask you a question? Do you mind if my best friend joins us?
Why do women put on these horrible, aggressive bitch shields that just make them so unattractive and so horrible and so impossible to talk to? Why do we do it? It's actually 3 reasons. By the way, I've got loads of female friends, and they all put on bitch shields at different times for different reasons. There's only 2 types of bitch shields, but they put them on for different times for different reasons. And I've worked out it's just 3 reasons. First one is the easiest one. She's had a bad day. Please forgive her. She's had a bad day. Okay? And you have just come along and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get her wrath. You're gonna get her venom. Even if you're the most wonderful person in the world, you're gonna get it because you just happen to be there. Okay? But that doesn't mean that you are still left unable to do anything just because she had a bad day. You can actually change her state. Second reason, this is a bit of a long reason. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible. Girls have this thing where we go out and we are feeling in a good mood. There's no problem there. And we're feeling kind of sociable. But we've learned that if we're a bit sociable to a guy, like just kind of friendly and polite, he starts becoming a mosquito. We actually have this thing, like mosquitoes hang around you and they don't leave you. No matter what you do, no matter how you push them away, they won't leave you. So we've learned that we better avoid being sociable with the guy. Even if, if he's good looking and all the rest of it, we just think, forget it. There's this chance that he's just going to be hanging around me all night and I won't be able to shift him. Okay? And this is actually really interesting because you'll see that girls, younger girls in clubs, like the 16-year-old girls, they're actually a lot more sociable because they're not used to this. They haven't experienced this effect yet. So when I was like 15 and I was going clubbing, I was very sociable. Any guy that was chatting me up, I was like really friendly and smiley, and I was thinking, oh, everyone's so nice in clubs, and I have to be nice in clubs also. Really naive. And then eventually I started realizing these guys just would not leave me alone just because I was being friendly. So years and years down the line, the bitch shield starts coming up stronger and stronger. It's like, no, not interested. Not interested. Don't want any mosquitoes around me tonight. I know it sounds harsh, okay, but it's how women chat to each other. So you'll naturally notice that the younger girls in clubs are actually usually more sociable because they haven't learned yet. And you'll notice that the girls who are more my age in their mid-20s are actually a little bit more distant they can be. Just because they just don't want the guy hanging around with them just because they were being friendly. Okay? Third reason. This is probably more my reason, okay? This is what I use both of the other 2, but this is one that I use, which is usually a girl who's very alpha, very strong girl. She has to weed out the weak guys, and what she does is she puts on what you call a shit test or a barrier, and she'll do it so that she can see and she can test him to see if he's strong enough, if he can take what she's giving, if he breaks, if he can handle it. It's very important for us because it just saves us a lot of time. We think, okay, if the guy can just get past this little 2-minute challenge, then I know that there is a chance that I can actually have a relationship with this guy. Okay? So that's a very popular one with alpha women. Okay, it just saves them a lot of time. If he can't, break down this barrier, bye. You're going to be weak for me anyhow. I'm looking for a strong man because an alpha woman is always looking for a guy that's stronger than her. And that's the 3 reasons.
What do you mean, gentlemen, when you say to a girl, we should hang out? What does that mean? Because we need to know, right? Right? Like, we need to know. Okay, here's the thing. Are you going to feed us, or should we eat beforehand? Like, we need to know. Right? It's important. Should we dress up? Like, we need to know what to wear. Even more than that, should we shave? Okay? How much should we shave, really, is the question. Because let me tell you something. If I end up dressed up, starving to death, shaved into prepubescence, at your buddy's house watching the game, I am going to be pissed. I am going to be so pissed, I might just go out afterwards and not waste that shave. Because let me tell you something. There is only a 24-hour window of smooth time. I know. and after that you are scratchy. Okay? And once you're scratchy, you are out of commission. Nothing happens on the scratchy days. Which is why, guys, if you're ever out with a girl and she's like, oh, no, stop. It's not because she doesn't like you. She shaved for somebody else the night before and now she's scratchy. That's what happened. Thank you. That is my set. Thank you very much.
She retires to consider her verdict. It's hard not to feel deflated when even your best isn't good enough.
Was ist eigentlich Pickup? Damit meine ich keinen Schokoladenriegel und auch keinen Abschleppwagen, obwohl wir beim Abschleppen schon auf der richtigen Baustelle sind. Pickup ist ein Sammelsurium von Techniken und Methoden, wie man Frauen besser kennenlernen kann. Das Ganze wurde damals von Mystery erfunden, aus Amerika. Wie so vieles kommt auch das aus Amerika. Ein selber sehr unerfolgreicher Mann im Umgang mit Frauen, der gesagt hat, ich muss jetzt einfach mal rausfinden, wie kann man Frauen am besten kennenlernen und verführen. Was hat er also gemacht? Er ist rausgegangen, hat Hunderte, Tausende von Frauen angesprochen, hat Männer beobachtet, die erfolgreich mit Frauen sind und hat diese ganzen Sachen aufgeschrieben und daraus ein Regelwerk gemacht, was Männern verhilft, erfolgreich mit Frauen zu sein. Einer seiner bekanntesten Schüler, Neil Strauss, ein Reporter für das Rolling Stone Magazin, war selber sehr unerfolgreich und wollte eigentlich nur einen Artikel über diesen Mystery schreiben. War dann aber so begeistert und hat diese Methoden selbst angewendet, dass er selber zu einem der bekanntesten Pickup-Artists der Welt sogar geworden ist und hat sogar die Telefonnummer von Britney Spears mit diesen Methoden bekommen. Und irgendwann ist diese ganze Bewegung natürlich auch nach Deutschland übergeschwappt. Pickup ist mittlerweile auch ziemlich in der Mainstream-Kultur vorhanden. Vielleicht kennt ihr die Serie How I Met Your Mother. Dort kann man in dem Charakter Barney sehen, dass der einige von diesen Dingen anwendet. Oder zum Beispiel der Film Hitch, der Date-Doktor. Auch dieser Film lehnt sehr stark an diesen Methoden und Lehren an. Ihr seht also, es ist nicht irgendetwas, was es überhaupt nicht gibt und überhaupt nicht irgendwo auf dem Radar ist, sondern es geht immer mehr in diese Mainstream-Kultur rein. Es ist wirklich für jeden Mann möglich, erfolgreich mit Frauen zu werden. Egal, wo du jetzt stehst, ob du dich zu dick fühlst, zu klein, zu wenig Haare, das Problem habe ich wohl auch. Du kannst es schaffen, anhand dieser Methode und anhand eines besseren Verständnisses der Frauen erfolgreich mit Frauen zu werden.
Now, the next move I want to show...
Well, before you go there, this is only one half of the coin. When you give an indicator of interest, in this case, grabbing her hand, putting it on your arm, you can protect yourself from, you know, her saying, I have a boyfriend, right?
Right.
By then, you can protect yourself by throwing a neg calibrator at the end of an IOI. Every IOI should have a neg calibrator on the end of it, okay?
Right.
Can I borrow your hand for a sec? That's good. That's all you get. It protects you, right? It protects the investment you've already made in giving her IOIs. So the opposite side of the coin is what happens when you throw an IOD, an indicator of disinterest.
They use an
or what
IOI
we call
calibrator.
A neg. We then IOI calibrate it.
Right.
An example of that could be, you are such an asshole. I love you. Get over here. Release.
Sound familiar there, Casey?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but it's what I naturally do. You know?
We've just modeled it.
They've just modeled it. I don't think of this shit. I just live my life.
Don't get all technical on me, man. I wasn't born with an instruction book on life.
So I wrote it.
That's right.
Basically, pickup lines don't work, because if a pickup line worked, every guy would be using it, obviously.
Yeah.
And the whole goal is not to make someone uncomfortable when you meet them.
Right.
Right? So these guys are walking around and they're doing pickup lines that make people uncomfortable. So you
So
can't...
give us one that doesn't make us uncomfortable. Yeah, what would you say?
Okay, here's the thing, it's not about a line. You can't hit on someone, and this is for men as well as women, you can't hit on someone until they're attracted to you. Then you're allowed to hit on them, right?
Okay, so pretend we're just meeting you and I in a bar.
Okay. What bar are we
And I'm
at?
my usual self.
Right. Exactly.
Give me the opener, come on.
I'll give you the opener. Let's just say you guys are all together, right? I'll walk
Oh, we're
in.
traveling as a group now?
No, you're not going to be in a bar alone. Because most people are together. I'll walk in, and I'll just start a general conversation. I'll say, hey guys, let me get a quick opinion on something. I'm here with my friends over there, and we're having a discussion. And a friend of mine's been dating this girl, and we want some advice. And I can only stay for a second because I have to leave soon. So really quickly, you've been dating a guy for 3 months, and he's still friends with his ex-girlfriend. How do you feel about that?
You're brilliant.
Good of you.
Thank you.
You know why that's brilliant? Because girls always think we know. So now we've turned our attention.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
That was
Exactly.
good.
Thank you. You know what?
I love that. What's a neg?
A neg is...
You did the opener.
And, the opener, and I'm going to point out one other thing, which is always say, when you're about to meet someone, say, I got to go soon and rejoin my friends. Because as soon as someone approaches you, the first thing you think is, when are they going to leave?
Right. So you give them, they're comfortable.
They can relax and listen. Right.
So you let them know you're leaving.
Right. Because it's easy to be cynical, but I went out and tried and failed thousands of times before we figured this stuff out.
Give me the neg.
Okay, the neg. The neg is the idea that, again, you want to demonstrate that you're not hitting on someone. So the neg is a way to show that, to actively, some guys, they see a beautiful woman, and they're like, I'm going to be cool, I'm just not going to pay attention to her. That'll show I'm cool. But she's not noticing him, so who cares, right?
Right.
So, or they'll be like, oh my God, you're so gorgeous, and she's like, okay, thank you, next.
Yeah.
So if you meet a woman, for example, when she says she's a model, you're like, oh, a hand model?
A hand model.
So the idea is, you're actively demonstrating you're not interested in her. And that's what you do at first, because...
And why is that a turn on? Just so I make sure.
It's not a turn on. It's all
It's all about the entry, like just trying to get them into the discussion.
Right.
Is that
So she doesn't feel like you're...
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because we don't want something that comes to us easily. We want to work for it.
What
Right?
if the woman's not a model? She's just a regular girl. Say,
Exactly.
you a hand model? Thank you.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm a hand model.
And actually, and to tell the truth, I don't like the neg, but the idea of the neg is this. You're being the older brother who's treating her like a bratty little sister.
Like a backhanded compliment.
Like a backhanded compliment. Or you're being, the guy in high school she had a crush on but was too cool to notice her. You want to be that guy because we don't want to feel like we've worked for something.
Right.
Can you help me with something? Okay. This bathing suit, I have a party to go to tomorrow, so I was just wondering if this one kind of made me look fat or something, or...
Oh, not at all.
I don't know, maybe if I pull it down a little bit more.
No, it looks really nice.
Seriously? You want to help me? Alright, I'm gonna get a key-string or something. Stay right here, okay? I'll be right back, okay? Hold on. You're gonna have to help me get into this thing, so hold on.
Okay guys! Hey guys, this is my third clip. The previous time I told you where you could find women. That was an easy go. You can find them everywhere. And I think it's important for you guys to know that before you go approach women, you look confident. If you don't look confident, well, then it doesn't work. So this is my third tip, how to look confident. So to start with, well, it's important to have good eye contact. And with eye contact, I mean eye contact, not breast contact. Eyes are in here, they're not here. I once had a colleague at work, and he was always staring at my breast when I was talking to him. We even noticed those things, and that's not a good thing. So, good eye contact. So the second thing is no fidgeting. Nobody likes a guy who's always like, hey, how are you? No, if you do this, then later on you can do this. I think it's also very important to have a low confident voice. Maybe it would help you guys to take a deep breath, maybe 3 times in a row, and then you will feel more relaxed and you can talk more confident with a lower voice. Much furious maybe. He's a very good example, I would say. And then one of the last ones is don't hesitate. Hi. Hi there. Can I ask you a question? Okay, and this brings me up to my last tip. And I think it's one of the most important tips I can give you. And this one is, you must behave as if you confidently believe that you're the best thing a woman can have. You have to have an attitude, like, not an arrogant attitude, but a bit of a funny, arrogant attitude. I think this one is the best one. So you just think like, I'm the best thing that could happen to you. If you don't want me, you can go screw yourself. I hope you enjoyed the show and see you later. Bye!
Ich mach auf. Oh, hi.
Wer ist es denn?
Es sind Sternensinger.
Gib ihm was und sag, sie sollen abhauen.
Mit ein bisschen Glück werde ich nächstes Jahr mit einem von diesen Mädchen ausgehen. Aber bis dahin lass mich dir sagen, ohne Hoffnung oder Hintergedanken. Nur weil Weihnachten ist. Und zu Weihnachten sagt man die Wahrheit. Für mich bist du vollkommen. Und mein geschundenes Herz wird dich lieben, bis du so aussiehst. Dir auch fröhliche Weihnachten.
Jetzt ist Schluss. Ein für allemal.